Joining us to give us his thoughts on all things NFTs as well as Bitcoin's latest surges, Anthony Pompliano, co-founder of Morgan Creek Digital Assets. It's great to see you, Pomp. Let's talk NFTs first, and then we can get into Bitcoin. But this is something I think a lot of people are trying to get their heads around. It's become a market almost overnight. How do you think about it?
Yeah, look, I think what we're finding is that intellectual property previously had no free market. There was no price discovery for intellectual property. So whether it's NBA Top Shot, whether it's this art or something else, when art and intellectual property and technology meet in a free market, we're going to do that price discovery. And so we're seeing that probably, whether it's the NBA or these artists, they were drastically undervaluing that intellectual property. And so I don't know where it's going to go, but it's fascinating to watch. And we're seeing multiple pieces, 7, 8 figures. And so I think that, this is a pretty healthy, lots of volume market. And so it's pretty cool to watch.
And how much do you think about the what I call fully digital universe versus the physical collectible universe? I'm thinking of baseball cards, basketball cards, and the like, but that are now getting authenticated in a digital universe that get tied together. What do you think about the distinction of those?
Yeah, I think that what we're watching is this technology allows certain things to happen that can't happen in the physical world. So, for example, if you take, let's say, a sports team or an artist, they usually have a primary sale. They sell their asset one time, and then there's these massive secondary markets where these things are trading hands 2, 3, 5, 10 times. Now what we're watching is that basically, whether it's the sports team or the artist, they can actually get a royalty. It's baked into the technology where they can continue to get paid every single time that their asset trades hands. So I think that that's a really interesting kind of new world that we're watching play out. And then in terms of the collectible market, I think what you're going to see is you're going to see this black and white world really start to gray. Why is it that there's only physical pieces or just digital pieces? What happens when we start to put some of this stuff together and you can actually buy something that's tied together? I'm not sure where it goes, but I think that there's a lot of really smart people working on this. And whenever intellectual capital flows like this, I think that you as an investor have to pay attention.
I guess, Andrew, you have helped me with your Michael Jordan card because, I mean, if it's a card, a physical piece of cardboard in a box in your attic, but somehow it has value, I don't think it's that great a leap to make that it could be on a blockchain where there's only, I mean, other people have that same card, Andrew, but yours is still worth a lot.
Yes, they do.
Even though there's more than one. So if suddenly it's digital and it's blockchain, so you can't, people have the ledger, everybody knows whether it's real or not, distributed ledger, it doesn't seem like that big of a leap of faith to understand that that could have value too, does it? I mean, who cares about your dusted off old box up in your attic? I mean, I'd almost rather have it digitally.
I will say this, and I have to get this card graded at this point.
Yeah, it's even better digital because it's easier to do, I think, because it's.
But the point is, but in the digital universe, there's one version of it, and it's in mint. It's always in mint condition, right? What makes the card universe, or even art, or all sorts of other things, is that there might be thousands of Michael Jordan rookie cards, but there are going to be some that have a torn corner, and some that have a wrinkle in the middle, and some that were printed, with a black line in the wrong place. And that's what makes it. I think that I don't want to say that's what makes it art, but that's what makes the different versions of it distinct. In the digital world, none of them are distinct, and I think that's why some people are have a hard time understanding the distinctions.
It's hard.
Hey, Andrew, can I just say Anthony makes a really good point about how the player, or if it's the artist or whoever it is, will now get a royalty on this. And Anthony, that is definitely a better proposition for the artist, for the athlete, or anybody involved. Is it a better proposition, though, for the investor?
Yeah, I think ultimately what we're watching is the reduction of middlemen. And so now when you get the kind of asset owner or asset creator meeting the investor, one, you're getting that more pure price discovery. And what we're finding is that investors, they want access to this stuff, right? You couldn't previously buy some of these assets. You couldn't previously buy, for example, Jack Dorsey's first tweet. The fact that it's only worth $2.5 or $3 million based on current bids, if we wait 5, 10 years, there's no doubt in my mind that tweet would sell for $10+ million, right? It's just more and more people on the internet now have access. You don't have to go to an art auction. You don't have to physically be there to buy something. You can simply go on the internet anywhere in the world with an internet connection, and you can bid for owning these assets.